look at adding a few extra things into our maze game here to make it a bit trickier. So what I was thinking is we could add in some obstacles. Now, there's a ton of different ways you could get this to work, but the basic premise is going to be we'll add a new sprite in. The sprite will move in some way on the screen, and if the cat touches the sprite, it has to go back to the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by choosing a new sprite. I'm going to choose one. I'm going to go with the bat for this one. You'll see when I hover over it there that it's got a bit of animation. It just means that it's got multiple different sprites included. If you hover over other ones, they might do nothing. Some of them might move, like that bear moves to standing up. I'm going to choose this bat. Now the bat's a bit big for my game, so I'm going to make it smaller. Try 30. That's maybe a bit too small. Go for 40. There we go. So I've got a bat at 40. And what I think I'm going to get the bat to do is I'm going to get it to move from this point here, and it's going to fly right across the screen to this point, and then it'll fly back again. And that's going to be one of the obstacles, so the cat has to try and time its movements to get past. So if the bat is starting there, let me just move up a wee bit. What I'm going to do is, in its code, we're going to start with, when green flag is clicked, I want it to be at that position to start. So motion, and just like in the first video, the numbers in the go-to block will be relevant to where the sprite is just now. So if I was to move the sprite, you'll see the numbers on the left here have changed again. So place the bat where you want it to be. I'll let it go there. The numbers update, and then you can put them on. So when the game starts, I want it to go to this position. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it across the screen. Now movement can be handled in a couple of different ways, but what we're going to do is we're going to use the glide command. I'm going to say glide 1 second to, and we've got a new position here, right? The X and Y is the same as the one we're currently at, so if we glide to the same position, the bat's not going to move. So what I want to do is I'm going to drag the bat across all the way to roughly here, and then you'll see the numbers have changed. So I'm going to X minus 203, Y minus 50. Now, to keep my bat on the same height or Y axis, I'm just going to change the Y so it's the same as where it started, minus 49. I don't want it moving up and down, I only want it moving left and right. So it's going to glide to this position, and then it's going to glide back to the original position. So I'll just type in the numbers, which were 190 and minus 49. Your numbers will probably be different if you're doing similar, if you're using the bat in your program. So there we go. So if I run that, the bat moves across and back. It moves really fast as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say glide 4 seconds and glide 4 seconds. And with that should hopefully be slow enough that the player will be able to get past the bat. And now all I want to do is I want that to repeat over and over. So I'm going to take the 2 blocks of movement and I'll repeat them. I don't want to repeat the first block because that's just setting the initial position. So if I get a loop with the control, I can just say forever. There we go. Forever go to this position. And move. So if I run it, the bat should be moving back and forward. And it keeps going. Next one. Now, I've already put in some code so that if it touches the bat, the cat will go back to the start. I'm going to show you here in the cat. So we're changing sprite from bat to cat. And I put in this block of code at the bottom. Let me zoom in. But it just says, if touching bat, then go to the start position again. And these numbers here were just taken from the initial starting position. So it's the same block of code. So I can plot that back in my forever. So now I've got a bat moving, and if the cat touches it, goes back to the start. When we brought the bat in, we noticed it had a couple of different costumes, so it looked like it was animated. So with the bat selected, if I go to the costumes tab, you'll see that it's got a few different costumes we can choose from. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and animate it to make it look like it's flying. So the first one looks good, second one looks good, third one looks good. But this last one, the wings are closed and the bat's sleeping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that just by clicking the wee X, because I only want the costumes where the bat is flying. Cool, so we've got 3 costumes on the bat. Click back onto the code. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say forever. In fact, I don't need a separate forever, I can just put it in here. What I want to do is I want to move to the next costume over and over, and that will look like the bat is flying. So if I go to looks and just take the next costume block, I can clip it in. Oh no, that won't work actually. I thought I could put it in there, but what will happen is it will only change the costume after it's finished the glides. So once it's went to one end and it's came back, that's when the costume would change. And I don't want that to happen. I want the costume to be changing regularly so it looks more natural. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in its own forever block here. And that's okay, you can have 2 forevers, it's just 2 bits of code running at the same time. So when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to say next costume, let's try that. But it's going pretty fast there. So what we need to do is I think we need to put in some sort of wee break, some sort of delay. And there's a command under control blocks called wait. And you can wait 1 second. So let me try that. It's a wee bit slow. So what I'm going to change is the time to 0.1 seconds. And now we've got something that's a bit more natural. The bat looks like it's flapping its wings. And the player has to try and get past the bat. So I'll get past the first bit there. And you can modify the times. You can see I'm slightly faster than the bat overall here. Don't know if I'll manage to get past. Oh, just. So that makes the game trickier. And that's an easy way of adding other obstacles into your game. All I've basically done is I've put a sprite with a bit of movement. The animation isn't necessary, but it's nice. So a bit of movement, and then we've just said to the cat, if touching the bat, go back to the start. And you could do that with anything. If I wanted to draw my own sprite, I could maybe draw like a big like a cross here. So I just draw something like this maybe. It's not very good, let me try again. It's a bit better. And then I can change the fill if I wanted, maybe change the colour. I'm going to fill this the same, so I've got a different colour. And then I could put that in the middle of my map, maybe this bit here. And for the code for this one, I could say something like forever when the green flag is clicked. And then we'll move it by rotating. So turn, and I'm going to change it to 1 degree. And you could have something spinning on your game. Obviously that's a bit quick and a bit messy, and I don't know if I would have it with the bat, or maybe you could put the bat at the bottom or up and down or diagonally. But it's an easy way to get obstacles into your game. So try and add something in, maybe copy the bat or come up with your own obstacle moving around the screen.